Aries, can you imagine waking up 3 months from now and looking at your financial life with a sense of calm instead of anxiety? Can you picture yourself sitting quietly with your morning tea, checking your accounts not out of fear but out of curiosity, because the numbers have started to change in ways that genuinely surprise you? That is not a fantasy. That is not wishful thinking reserved for people luckier than you. That is a real possibility that is forming right now in the energy around your sign, and the next few months could be the turning point you have been waiting for. If you understand what needs to unlock and how to let it happen. Key 1. The lock you did not know was there. The first thing that could unlock your finances in the coming months is something you might not expect to hear. It is not a strategy. It is not a technique. It is not a new way of budgeting or investing or saving. It is awareness. Specifically, awareness of the lock itself. Because here is what most people never realize, Aries. They are trying to open a door without understanding what is keeping it shut. They push and pull and hammer and kick, exhausting themselves against a barrier they have never bothered to examine closely enough to find the actual mechanism that holds it in place. For you, that lock is almost certainly connected to a belief you absorbed early in your life. A belief about money, about what you deserve, about what is possible for someone like you. Maybe it came from watching the adults around you struggle. Maybe it came from hearing phrases repeated so often they became invisible truths. Things like money does not grow on trees, or we cannot afford that, or people like us do not get those kinds of opportunities. These phrases were not meant to harm you. The people who said them were doing their best with what they had. But the effect was the same regardless of the intention. They installed a lock inside your mind, a quiet mechanism that clicks shut every time you get close to a financial breakthrough and whispers, "Not for you." Becoming aware of this lock is the first and most important key. You cannot unlock what you cannot see. You cannot change a pattern you refuse to acknowledge. And the simple act of recognizing that there is a belief operating beneath the surface of your financial decisions, a belief that has been silently sabotaging your efforts for years, that recognition alone begins to loosen the mechanism. It does not disappear overnight, but it loses its invisibility. And once you can see it, once you know it is there, you have power over it that you never had before. That power is what the next few months are offering you, Aries. The chance to see clearly what has been hidden, to name what has been unnamed, and to begin the process of unlocking a financial reality that has been waiting behind that door for longer than you know. Key 2. A shift in how you value your own time. The second thing that could unlock your finances is a fundamental change in how you value your own time. This might sound abstract, but it is deeply practical and it affects every financial decision you make. Think about how you currently spend your hours, Aries. How much of your day goes toward activities that generate real value, real growth, real momentum in your financial life? And how much is consumed by tasks, obligations, and commitments that drain you without giving anything meaningful back? You have a tendency, common among people with your fiery nature, to say yes to everything, to fill every hour with activity, to measure your worth by how busy you are rather than by how effective you are. But busyness is not the same as productivity, and productivity is not the same as prosperity. There are people who work 12 hours a day and remain stuck in the same financial place year after year. And there are people who work half that time but direct every hour toward activities that compound and multiply and build upon themselves. The difference is not talent. It is not luck. It is the value they place on their own time and the discipline they apply in protecting it. In the next few months, you may begin to feel a growing resistance to activities that waste your energy without advancing your goals. You may find yourself pulling back from commitments that once seemed important but now feel hollow. You may start saying no more often, not out of laziness but out of a growing clarity about what your time is actually worth and where it needs to be directed. This is not selfishness. This is financial intelligence awakening within you. And when you begin to treat your time as the precious, non-renewable resource that it truly is, you will be astonished at how quickly your financial picture begins to change. Key 3. Reconnecting with a forgotten skill or talent. There is something inside you, Aries, that you set aside a long time ago. A skill. A talent, a natural ability that once came as easily to you as breathing. Maybe it was something creative. Maybe it was something technical. Maybe it was a way of communicating or solving problems, or seeing patterns that others could not see. Whatever it was, life got busy and you pushed it to the margins. You told yourself it was not practical, not profitable, Not worth pursuing when there were bills to pay and responsibilities to manage. You tucked it away in a drawer in the back of your mind and moved on. But that forgotten talent has not forgotten you. And in the coming months, it may begin to resurface in unexpected ways. You might find yourself drawn back to an old interest that you have not thought about in years. You might discover that a skill you once considered a hobby has become remarkably valuable in the current landscape. You might meet someone who needs exactly what you know how to do, someone who would be willing to pay for the very thing you have been giving away for free or ignoring entirely. Pay attention to these signals, Aries. They are not random nostalgia. They are the universe pointing you toward an asset you already own but have not been using. Some of the most powerful financial breakthroughs come not from learning something new but from remembering something old and applying it in a new context. That forgotten skill, that abandoned talent, that thing you used to do effortlessly and joyfully before the world convinced you it was not important enough. It might be the very key that unlocks the financial door you have been pushing against. Do not dismiss it because it feels too easy or too enjoyable to be the answer. Sometimes the things that come most naturally to us are the things the world needs most desperately. And sometimes the path to abundance runs directly through the territory of joy. Key 4. Releasing the need to control every outcome. One of the biggest things keeping your finances locked in their current state is your need to control every single outcome. You want to know exactly how things will unfold before you take the first step. You want guarantees. You want certainty. You want to see the entire staircase before you set foot on the first stair. And because life rarely offers that kind of clarity in advance, you wait. You hesitate. You hold back. And opportunities pass you by while you stand at the starting line, calculating and recalculating the odds, trying to eliminate every possible risk before you commit to moving forward. But here is what the next few months are going to teach you, Aries, if you allow them to. Control is an illusion. It always has been. The moments of greatest growth and greatest prosperity in your life have almost never come from situations where you had everything figured out in advance. They came from the leaps. The moments when you trusted your instincts more than your analysis. The times when you jumped before you were ready and discovered halfway through the fall that you knew how to fly all along. This does not mean being reckless. This does not mean abandoning common sense or ignoring legitimate risks. It means holding your plans loosely enough that the universe can improve upon them. It means making space for outcomes you did not predict, did not plan for, and could not have imagined on your own. It means understanding that your job is to set the direction and take the first step, and then trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk it. The need to control every outcome is a lock, Aries, and releasing it, even partially, even just a little bit at a time, that is one of the most powerful things you can do for your financial future in the months ahead. Key 5. Changing your relationship with receiving. The fifth key that could unlock your finances is perhaps the most counterintuitive of all. It has nothing to do with earning more, saving more, or managing your money better. It has to do with your ability to receive. And before you dismiss this as too soft or too abstract to matter, consider how many times in your life you have deflected compliments, refused help, turned down gifts, or felt uncomfortable when someone tried to do something nice for you. Consider how often you have responded to generosity with guilt instead of gratitude, or with an immediate need to give something back rather than simply accepting what was offered. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. This pattern is not just about social interactions, Aries. It is a reflection of how you relate to abundance at the deepest level. If you cannot receive a simple compliment without deflecting it, how will you receive a financial breakthrough without sabotaging it? If you feel guilty when someone buys you a meal, how will you feel when life tries to hand you something far more substantial? The inability to receive graciously is one of the most common and most overlooked blocks to financial abundance, and it is particularly strong in people like you who have built their identity around self-sufficiency and independence. Learning to receive is not about becoming passive or entitled. It is about expanding your capacity to hold good things in your life without pushing them away or giving them back. It is about training yourself to say thank you and mean it, without immediately looking for ways to repay or reciprocate. It is about understanding that the universe operates on a flow of giving and receiving, and if you block one side of that flow, you block the other as well. In the coming months, opportunities to practice receiving will appear more frequently in your life. Small ones at first. Unexpected kindnesses, unsolicited help, gifts that arrive for no particular reason. How you respond to these small moments will determine how effectively you can receive the larger abundance that is building behind them. Practice saying yes. Practice saying thank you. Practice letting good things in without questioning whether you earn them or deserve them. Because you do. And the abundance that is coming will prove it to you. Key 6. Aligning your daily habits with your financial vision. The sixth key is about the gap between what you want and what you do every day. Because the truth is, Aries, your financial future is not determined by your biggest decisions. It is determined by your smallest ones. The habits you repeat daily, the routines you follow without thinking, the tiny choices that seem insignificant in isolation but compound over weeks and months and years into the shape of your financial reality. If your daily habits are not aligned with your financial vision, then your vision will remain exactly that. A vision, beautiful to look at but impossible to touch. Take an honest inventory of your daily routines. How do you start your morning? What do you spend money on without thinking? How do you make decisions about purchases, both large and small? Do you review your finances regularly or avoid them until a crisis forces you to look? Do you invest time each day in activities that move you toward your financial goals? Or do you spend most of your energy putting out fires and reacting to whatever demands your attention the loudest? These are not comfortable questions, and the answers may not be ones you want to hear. But they are essential questions if you want to unlock the financial potential that the next few months are offering you. Because this is a period of enormous possibility for your sign, Aries. The energy is aligned. The timing is favorable. The universe is ready to support your financial growth in ways it has not been in a long time. But that support requires a foundation of aligned daily action. It requires you to bridge the gap between the life you dream about and the choices you make each morning when your feet hit the floor. Start small. Choose one daily habit that is out of alignment with your financial vision and change it. Just one. Maybe it is the impulsive spending that happens when you are bored or stressed. Maybe it is the avoidance of checking your accounts. Maybe it is the habit of saying yes to every request for your time and energy without considering the cost. Whatever it is, change it. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Because every small shift in your daily habits creates a ripple that expands outward through your entire financial life. And those ripples, given time, become waves. And those waves, Aries, are what carry you from where you are to where you are meant to be. Key 7. Releasing resentment toward people who have more. There is a seventh key, and it lives in a tender place inside you that you may not want to examine too closely. It has to do with how you feel about people who have more than you. More money, more success, more freedom, more ease. When you see someone living a life of abundance, what is your honest, unfiltered emotional response? Is it genuine happiness for them? Or is there something else mixed in? A twinge of bitterness, a flash of comparison, a quiet, almost invisible thought that it is not fair, that they do not deserve it, that somehow their abundance comes at the expense of yours. If any of that resonates, you are not alone. And you are not a bad person for feeling it. Resentment toward those who have more is one of the most natural and most human responses to financial struggle. But it is also one of the most destructive. Because resentment toward abundance in others creates a subconscious rejection of abundance in yourself. If you judge people for having money, you will judge yourself for wanting it. If you believe that wealth is somehow unfair or undeserved when others have it, you will unconsciously block yourself from receiving it because your own moral framework will not allow you to become what you have been criticizing. This is a deep and subtle lock, Aries. Releasing it requires honesty. It requires you to acknowledge the resentment without shame, and then gently, compassionately let it go. It requires you to train yourself to see another person's abundance as evidence that abundance is possible, not as proof that the world is unfair. It requires you to celebrate the success of others as a signal that the same success is available to you. Because the universe does not operate on a fixed supply. There is not a limited amount of prosperity that gets divided up among people. Abundance is infinite. And every time someone steps into their own prosperity, they are not taking from your share. They are showing you that your share exists. Key 8. Trusting the timing even when it feels too slow. The eighth key is about patience, but not the passive, resigned kind. This is active patience, fierce patience, the kind that holds the vision steady even when every circumstance seems to contradict it. In the next few months, there will be moments when your financial situation feels like it is not changing fast enough. Moments when the shifts you are making seem invisible, the results seem delayed, and the breakthrough you are working toward feels as far away as it ever was. Those moments, Aries. Those are the most important ones. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving, because those are the moments when most people quit. Those are the moments when the majority gives up, turns back, returns to the old patterns and the old beliefs and the comfortable misery they know so well. And those are the moments when the people who break through, the people who actually unlock lasting abundance in their lives, they dig deeper, they hold on tighter, they remind themselves that the absence of visible results does not mean the absence of progress. Seeds grow in darkness before they ever break the surface. And the most beautiful, most abundant harvests come from the seeds that spent the longest time underground. Trust the timing, Aries. Even when it frustrates you, even when it tests every ounce of patience you possess. The financial shifts you are initiating now are not instant transformations. They are deep structural changes that take time to manifest in your visible reality. Like a building being constructed from the foundation up, the most important work happens underground, invisible to anyone watching from the surface. But it is happening. Every shift you make, every old belief you release, every new habit you establish, every act of forgiveness and self-compassion, it is all building something. Something real. Something lasting. Something that will stand for years to come. Key 9. Creating space for the new by clearing out the old. The 9th key is practical and immediate and something you can begin today. It is about creating space. Physical space. Mental space. Emotional space. Financial space. Because abundance cannot flow into a life that is already completely full. It needs room. It needs openings. It needs gaps and clearings where new things can take root and begin to grow. Look around your physical environment, Aries. Is there clutter? Are there things you no longer use, no longer need, no longer love, taking up space that could be occupied by something better? Your physical surroundings are a mirror of your internal state. And when your environment is cluttered and chaotic, your financial energy becomes cluttered and chaotic as well. Clearing physical space is one of the simplest and most effective ways to signal to the universe that you are ready to receive something new. But it goes beyond the physical. Look at your schedule. Is every hour filled? Is there any breathing room in your day? Any open space where inspiration could land? Where a new idea could form? Where an unexpected opportunity could find you? If your calendar is packed from morning to night with obligations and commitments and activities that do not serve your highest goals, then there is no room for the abundance that is trying to reach you. It is standing at the door, arms full of gifts, but the door is blocked by everything you have piled against it. And look at your finances themselves. Are there subscriptions you no longer use? Commitments you no longer need? Expenses that made sense at one point but now serve no purpose other than habit? Clearing these financial cobwebs, no matter how small they seem, creates energetic space for new money to flow in. Every dollar you free from an old, purposeless commitment becomes a dollar that can be redirected towards something aligned with your future. Every canceled subscription, every renegotiated bill, every unnecessary expense eliminated, it all adds up. And more importantly, it sends a clear signal to the universe that you are making room for something better. Key 10. Surrounding yourself with people who think abundantly. The 10th key has to do with the company you keep and the conversations you have most often. Because whether you realize it or not, Aries, you absorb the financial mindset of the people you spend the most time with. If the people around you are constantly complaining about money, constantly emphasizing how hard life is, constantly reinforcing the belief that there is never enough and there never will be, that energy seeps into your own thinking like water into cracks in a foundation. Slowly, quietly, destructively. This is not about abandoning your friends and family. It is not about judging the people in your life or declaring them unworthy of your presence. It is about being intentional with your influences. It is about seeking out voices, whether in person or through books, conversations, or communities, that speak the language of possibility instead of the language of limitation. People who talk about solutions instead of problems. People who see opportunities where others see obstacles. People who believe that abundance is available to anyone who aligns with it, regardless of their starting point or their history. In the next few months, pay attention to how you feel after spending time with different people in your life. Some will leave you feeling energized, hopeful, and motivated. Others will leave you feeling drained, anxious, and small. These feelings are data, Aries. They are telling you something important about where your financial energy is being supported and where it is being undermined. You do not have to cut anyone out of your life entirely, but you do need to be intentional about increasing your exposure to abundant thinking and decreasing your exposure to scarcity thinking. Because the thoughts you absorb most frequently become the thoughts you think most automatically, and the thoughts you think most automatically become the reality you live most consistently. Key 11. Believing in financial recovery. The 11th key might be the one you need most, Aries. It is the belief that recovery is real, that regardless of where your finances stand today, regardless of the mistakes you have made, the setbacks you have endured, the opportunities you have missed, and the time you feel you have lost, recovery is not only possible, it is probable, because you are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago. You have changed. You have grown. You have learned. And the version of you sitting here right now, hearing these words, is more prepared for abundance than any previous version of yourself has ever been. Financial recovery does not require perfection. It does not require a genius-level intellect or a flawless strategy or a lucky break that changes everything overnight. It requires consistency. It requires showing up day after day with slightly better habits, slightly clearer thinking, and slightly stronger belief in the possibility of a different outcome. It requires you to stop looking at your current situation as a life sentence and start seeing it as a temporary chapter in a very long book. A book that has many chapters yet to be written. The next few months are offering you a fresh start, Aries. Not a restart from zero, because nothing you have been through was wasted. Every experience, every mistake, every difficult season has been depositing lessons into your account that are now ready to be withdrawn and applied. Your financial recovery does not begin when circumstances change. It begins when your belief changes. And your belief is changing, Aries. Right now, in this very moment, you can feel it. That subtle shift from hopelessness to possibility, from resignation to determination, from I cannot to maybe I can. That is the seed of recovery. Water it. Protect it. Let it grow. Because what blooms from that seed will be more beautiful and more abundant than anything you have allowed yourself to expect. Key 12. Recognizing that the timing is now. The 12th and final key is the simplest and the most important of all. It is the recognition that the timing is now. Not someday. Not when you are ready. Not when the circumstances are perfect or the stars are perfectly aligned or the economy improves, or you feel more confident or you have saved enough, or you have learned enough or you have healed enough. Now, this moment, this breath, this heartbeat, everything you have read here today, all 12 of these keys, they are not theoretical concepts for some distant future version of yourself. They are practical tools for the person you are right now. And the fact that you are hearing them at this particular moment in your life is not an accident. It is alignment. It is the universe confirming what you already suspect deep down. That something is shifting, something is unlocking, something is opening that has been closed for a very long time. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment to begin unlocking your finances, Aries. The perfect moment is a myth. It does not exist and it never has. What exists is this moment, imperfect and uncertain and beautifully alive, and your willingness to use it. Every key on this list is available to you today, not all at once, not in a single dramatic gesture that transforms everything overnight, but one at a time. One key, one lock, one small turn that opens one door that leads to another door that leads to another. The next few months hold extraordinary financial potential for you, Aries. The energy is aligned. The lessons have been learned. The foundation has been built through every challenge and every struggle you have faced. Now it is time to build upon that foundation, not with desperation or anxiety or the frantic energy of someone racing against a clock, but with the calm, steady confidence of someone who knows that the season has changed and the harvest is finally beautifully near. Trust what is unfolding. Trust who you are becoming. And trust that the abundance waiting on the other side of these 12 keys is far greater than anything you have dared to imagine. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.